What up, my fellow Knicks fans? This is your guy Marcellus Ease, and don't panic quite yet. Now in this segment right here, we're going to take a look at the Knicks' fourth quarter issues, and we're going to see a reoccurring issue over and over again in which the Knicks are going to have to address the jump shooting at the trade deadline. Now we're going to take a look at some of the Knicks' more recent matchups against the Celtics, the Cavs, and a matchup that they had in mid-January against the Pacers. As we see, they kind of struggled to maintain these leads, especially after being up in the fourth quarter, and that's due to the jump shooting. So without further ado, I'm going to say no more, and let's get to it.
See, as you can see, the more you fuck around, the more you're going to find out. And also, if you stay down here and you never fuck around, you'll never find out.
Right.
Okay, so going over our fourth quarter issues, we're first going to start off with the game against the Celtics, in which we were up by 12 with under 5 minutes left in the game. But it's going to be a reoccurring theme throughout the whole video is who are actual jump shooters. And we're going to have to address this during the trade deadline, as right now our jump shooters are just Quickly and Grimes. So just starting off here, you're going to see some of the jump shots being missed. It's going to be a reoccurring thing of why we can't maintain these leads. And also, as he missed his shot right here, we gave up an and one bucket at the other end of the floor. Okay, so on our next possession here, once again, the offense is kind of stagnant. Guys are just standing around. Who's going to be our jump shooters? Good thing on the other end, they didn't make the initial free throw shot after getting the and one. So we're still up by 8. Once again, everything is just stagnant. Guys are just parked. Who's going to be our jump shooters? And look, did we start actually too late in this shot clock, as we got a violation here? And this is going to be a reoccurring theme in the video when you see the Knicks try to maintain these leads, especially Brunson. I wonder if Tibbs calls it out. Like, is he starting these plays a little bit too late? Seems kind of normal. Within 13 seconds, at least something should start up. Let's go back and let's look at the shot clock again. So, because it seems like they started running their plays. Yeah. Maybe they started running something at least 3 seconds a little bit too late. But once again, the main issue here is going to be the jump shooters. Who are the guys we're going to rely either from the 3 or the mid-range to at least make some crucial shots to keep these leads in check, man? Because this is going to be a reoccurring issue throughout this whole video, you guys will see. Okay, so after Jason Tatum and Randall trade buckets back and forth, we're going to see a reoccurring theme throughout the video, because we're going to talk about multiple games, the ones against Cleveland and the fourth quarter showings against Indiana, where you see our starters make crucial turnovers. It's not even the role guys like Grimes and Quickly, it's our starters, as Randall with a big turnover right there. We're approaching under 2 minutes left in the fourth quarter. The game is tight, and our starters, in this case Randall, and we'll see other instances where Brunson does the same thing, are making crucial turnovers. We are already a struggling jump shooting team to maintain these leads. Okay, so after them making a 3 at the other end after the turnover, you're going to see in our next possession here, what are we doing? What's our identity in the fourth quarter? I mean, jump shooting is going to be a major issue going into this deadline. I mean, you just see guys standing around. Like, what is our identity in the fourth quarter? And this is going to be a reoccurring theme. So all we just did right here is just an ISO play. We just gave up a big 3-pointer at the other end. Boston Celtics are building momentum. We're under a minute, almost approaching under a minute. And our next possession is just an ISO play. Okay, so now we're up 2. Boston just missed the last shot. And once again, we have a chance to at least go up by 4 or 5. And just, what are we doing here? What kind of plays are we running? You know, guys are just in ISOing, and then you're going to see another reoccurring theme, our starters turning over the ball. This is going to be a reoccurring theme, especially in the fourth quarter in the game against Cleveland and one of the games that we played against Indiana. Just our starters turning over the ball in crucial key moments. Look at that. Let's go over that one more time. We're under a minute, up by 2, under a minute to go. Like, who's open? Who's open? Guys are just parked up in a 3-point line. Are they really going to make those shots? At least no one's setting themselves up for the mid-range. We need jump shooting. badly. But also, we need our starters to not turn over the ball in big moments in the fourth quarter. Now, after giving up the game time bucket, after being up 12, with under 5 minutes left, what are we going to do now to actually, have a little comeback? And once again, because the jump shooting is limited on this team, they're relying on their young guys. Look at we're relying on Grimes to make this big bucket right here. The shot was on target, but it's like we're gonna need an extra person here. I mean, is even RJ, or RJ is not set up to be? Yeah, he's being guarded by Brown. I mean, our identity right here is in question in these key moments. We're gonna see it play out throughout this whole video against other teams in other fourth quarter sequences. This is a really big issue. And also, what plays are Tibbs is actually running? I don't know if he's running anything but ISO or just kind of pick and roll, see who's open. It's kind of strange. So when the games get tight like this, I don't know, we look a bit shaky. Also, another scary thing about this possession is the fact that we know we're going to leave them about 24 seconds left after this possession. And just this type of play being ran, which isn't bad, just Grimes being open, it's just not a good look. And I know everyone's obsessed with, getting a superstar or something like that at the deadline, but it's like we're just gonna have to address some fundamentals here. We're gonna need at least guys who can just straight up shoot. Like, just relying on Grimes. Grimes has been streaky the past couple of games. It's not gonna be a good thing. We're gonna really need to address the jump shooting because it's not good at all, and it doesn't even help to spread the floor. I mean, guys, if you go right here one more time and look at RJ, it's kind of clunked in. Guys, the spacing is off. I mean, Randall shouldn't be parked up at the 3. It's just the jump shooting is really gonna have to be addressed at the deadline once again. Okay, so we're approaching crunch time in the fourth quarter. And then we're going to watch a crucial play right now by one of the starters. So just like in the game in Toronto, when Tibbs inserted RJ, it kind of ended the momentum that bench had along with Brunson that they had in the third quarter in that game in Toronto. And we're seeing the same thing right here. The momentum starts to swing. They go from an 8-point lead into a 5-point lead. And this is horrible by Randall, just re-entering the game. And I guess the worst part of this is the transition defense. It's like, damn, okay, you give up the ball. Okay, cool. But giving up the 3-point play at the other end, that's just killer right here. So quickly, the game goes from an 8-point swing to we're going to be only up by 5 points. Look at Randall, he's dumbfounded. Looks kind of unorganized. And this is where I say during the trade deadline, we might need another spot up shooter, a guy who could just knock down shots, because right now, as you can see here, they don't look like they know who's going to be taking that shot. And if guys like Grimes right here, if he's cold, we're in trouble. We don't really have another knockdown shooter. Quickly, as we all know, we love him, but he's streaky. So right here, after trading buckets back and forth, we're still only up by 2. And once again, we're going to have another dud possession right here. As you're going to see, we're going to have no choice but to just toss it up to Hartenstein. And the funny thing is that there's plenty of time left in the shot clock when Hartenstein took that shot. You guys check out the shot clock right here. 13 seconds left. And once again, let's just take a look at the whole play. See, everyone's just standing in the quarter. No real knockdown shooters. We got to settle for a Hartenstein floater, which has been off. But this is why we need just one more guy during the trade deadline who can really shoot and be that threat. And it can also spread the floor. Like, the spacing is bad right here. Let's just take a look at the full possession. See, outside of Grimes, real quick. Outside of Grimes, we don't really have that spot up shooter. Quickly, streaky. Brunson the ball. Randall could be shooting from 3, but do we really want him at the top of the key all the time? We're just going to need another additional threat. The screen fails. And it's just, once again, the Cavs have the momentum. And it's a shot we settle for. And look at right here. The spacing is going to be horrible right here. Go back 10 seconds in. You guys check it out. Good. Look at the spacing right here. Guys are way too quickly. Grimes are too close to each other. So this is the type of good possessions that we have, and you know this is how other teams end up coming back on us. We just have. It's almost like guys don't know their identity when it comes to crunch time, especially in the fourth quarter. Okay, so in the fourth quarter, this play right here shows you that we need another knockdown shooter. As first of all, Randall bringing the ball up is crazy, but you're going to see right here, we're really just relying on Grimes to hit these kind of open shots in these type of situations. Grimes is still a young player developing. We just need one more guy who could really just knock down some of these shots. But Randall builds this out right here. Randall definitely builds this out, but we definitely need another guy. Once again, this play right here, this is our identity right now in the fourth. Kind of find Grimes or quickly to hit open shots. We're going to need someone with a little bit more, I would say, more polished and more experience to be that guy. And quickly is a streaky knockdown shooter. Ain't nothing, no knock on him, but we're going to need one more guy to kind of propel us into a team who can hold a fourth quarter lead. Once again, Randall right here, he pretty much bails this out. Okay, so Donovan Mitchell just hit a step back three, and we're only up by 2. And once again, right here, you're going to see another wasted possession. Look at the shot clock. 10 seconds. Brunson kind of starting this playoff way too late. But what's our identity? Everybody's sort of just standing still, parking. Nobody's open. And it just leads to Randall just settling for that shot. This is our issue. This is why we give up leads, especially under 5 minutes. Let's look at this whole possession one more time. Look at the shot clock. 17 seconds. 16. Brunson off the screen. Who's really taking this shot? Quickly's right here. Guy's taking way too long. 7 seconds. Randall coming, you know, it's just going to leave for Randall to have to settle for this shot. Like, these are the type of possessions that we have in the fourth. This is why we can't maintain leads. Okay, so our defense built possession, and we actually got the ball back. We're still only up by 2, but once again, you're going to see a reoccurring theme here. What is our identity in these type of situations? Once again, we look miscombobulated all around. I mean, look at this shot attempt by Brunson. And then Hartenstein bails us out. Now, here's another thing that be plaguing us in these fourth quarters. Is giving up some of these off rebounds. It's just too many second chance opportunities for these teams. Look, this is it. And this right here, man, it's been killing us this whole season. It's going to lead to a Garland and 1 right here. Like, look at that. There was no reason for none of that. We got to go back and look at some of these box outs. Chill open. Maybe we're undersized, or maybe Hartenstein is just not that guy in the interior. But it's just too many of these deflections going the other team's way all the time. This is something that's just killing us. I don't know if it's a box out situation. Okay, so now going to the Garland free throw. The Knicks had major box out issues. They didn't even box out on the free throw. Look at this. And Jesus. The box out stays all the way until someone else secured the rebound. Randall should never assume someone's just going to secure it. This is another thing that's just been plaguing us, man, all year. Let's look at this again. Ball's going to take an extra bounce. That bounce right there, it threw Brunson off. See, it's not even that bounce. It stayed on the rim like an extra second. Look at Randall. Take a look at Randall. Take a look at Randall. The whole time. We're going to take a look at Randall the whole time in this possession. Jeez. We're going to do this one more time and just take a look at Randall throughout this whole possession. Look at Randall. Look at Randall. Stops boxing out. That shit has been killing, man, the whole season. Once again. Oh my God. Okay, so now the Raptors secure the possession. And it's just another deflection. Now, Mitchell misses this. Once again, it's just Hartenstein right there should have been on the box out. Let's see that one more time. Let's take a look at Hartenstein. Hartenstein's right here. Watch, he doesn't box out his man. He should just boxed him out. Even Brunson, even though he's smaller, he could have boxed this guy out in a way where it was at Mobley. He could have boxed him out in a way where he could have drew an offensive foul on Mobley. Look at Hartenstein. He completely misses Allen. But the ball took a mean deflection. I don't know. This just happens way too often for us, and this is almost like a third chance opportunity right here. And then, of course, I mean, Jesus, tie game. See, like, the combination of us just not having an identity at the end of these games, you know, who's taking that shot, and just us giving all these offensive rebounds up. This is crazy. This is real tough. Okay, tie game right here. Who's taking the shot? Look at the spacing. It's gonna get crowded at some point. Who's taking the shot? 12 seconds left on the shot clock. Who's taking the shot? Look at the spacing right here. Look at that. 3 guys at a point. Too close to each other. Spacing is bad. You know, this is one of those cheap assists. Randall bails him out. But what is our identity in these type of situations? You start to see all the characteristics that kind of lead teams to come back on us. Okay, once again, what is the identity in us kind of maintaining these leads? You're going to see right here. It's just a lot of fumbling and stumbling, and just, it's almost like nobody wants to take their shot. It just leads to a turnover right here. I mean, let's go back in this. Let's go back. While Randall's doing all that in the paint, look where guys are at. RJ's at the 3-point line. Grimes at the line. These are the types of scenarios and plays that we're relying on to hit shots to maintain leads. RJ was open, but at the rate he shoots threes, are we really relying on those to maintain leads? Yeah, leads to a turnover. You guys are starting to see the picture of why we blow leads. Now, RJ Barrett forced Donovan Mitchell with a turnover. Knicks defense keeping them in some of these games right here. Definitely keeping them in the game. Once again, what is our identity at this very moment right here? Up 3, a minute left, 4 seconds on the shot clock. I mean, we got Randall on an ISO play. I mean, look at everybody parked at the 3-point line. The spacing is kind of weird. It's almost like everyone's clearing a runway for Randall, and at the same time, they're not even open. Let's go back a little bit on this. Let's try to check out this full possession. 13 seconds left on the shot clock. 16. Okay. Say right here is a good start. What are we doing? What is our identity? 16 seconds, 15. Let's start running something. We wait. Let's see how long we wait until we start actually trying to run something. 11, 10 seconds in. And the play is really, I mean, look at the spacing. Hold up. Let's look at the other players on the court. Everybody just sort of parked at the 3. RJ kind of made a nice cut right there. Brunson head down, didn't see him. But at the end of the day, this is the play that they ran right here. Like, this is the play that it came down to. Just Randall ISO taking on a double team and he gets stripped. But luckily for the Knicks, their defense came up 2 plays in a row. Hartenstein this time. It was RJ before Hartenstein, and it kind of keeps them in this game. But once again, offensively, as a Knicks fan right now, we got to ask ourselves, like, what are we doing to maintain these leads? Like, what plays are we running? Like, who's taking the shot? These are the types of things that have to be, kind of addressed at the trade deadline. Now we're up by 5 after the Brunson free throws, but once again, we kind of like give up that momentum with another and one foul. I mean, if you're gonna go hard, just go hard all the way. And it's just a bad play by RJ. Once again, one of our leaders, one of our captains, it was Randall with the turnover earlier, and now it's RJ with another and one. He gives up another and one. Like, these are the types of mistakes that be killing us. So now we're up to 33 seconds to go, 17 seconds left on the shot clock. And this play right here basically summarizes that we definitely need another shooter on the court. Shit, we might even need to get 2 at the deadline. Let's see, nobody open. Randall tries to make something happen. And clearly this is a turnover right here. But Jarrett Allen throws it back into another Knicks hands player. And then this right here shows you that the Knicks can't really rely on RJ down the stretch with 3-point shooting, or just overall right now as a jump shooter. They really can't do that. And maybe he should have gave it up to Grimes, because Grimes is a better shooter at this point based off of the volume than RJ. And RJ just, he was wide open too. He just completely mooks this. It's an air ball, but we, as basketball players, we know, like, when you shoot like that and you're wide open, you hit that air ball, you were aiming it too hard. So RJ in these type of situations, he's not that guy that's gonna take that jump shot. Maybe a guy to attack the hoop, but not that jump shot. But this play right here just addresses like what we really need. Going back, let's go back all the way. This is what we really need at the deadline. Just another shooter, maybe even 2. Hartenstein has not been that guy. His jump shot's not really falling like that. And just RJ Barrett is not that. And right now Grimes is cold. So what do you do when Quentin Grimes runs cold? Randall is not, it's not going to fall all the time. So, and he's supposed to be the guy in the interior. But this is a clear turnover right here. But just Allen makes a mistake. But yeah, RJ had to force that up because the shot clock was winding down. But it just shows you right there, like, we're just gonna need another jump shooting guy. Even if a guy is a mid-range shooter, we just need that knockdown shooter right now. That's what we're really missing. And of course, you guys know how the rest played out. The Knicks got bailed out by their defense, which was playing really well in the 4th quarter. But at the end of the day, a lot of these characteristics, you're gonna see it play out in that same game that we had almost about a few weeks prior to this against Indiana, as we're going to compare it to, what went on in that game right now. You'll see the similar things that are happening, even though the Knicks did pull out the victory in that also, but you see similar characteristics between both games. And these are like major issues that we need to really address. Okay, so right here, we were up 10 on Indiana going into the 4th quarter. And slowly the lead has started to wind down here. As you can see, here's another possession where Indiana is building up momentum. We're only up 6, and we have to once again rely on the jump shooting, as we're going to see it play out here. Brunson looking for the shooter, almost a turnover right there. But once again, the jump shooting is the issue of why we're not maintaining these leads. RJ is actually going to airball this. It's a shot clock violation. All right, so right here, the Knicks are starting to build up momentum. They went up back by 9. But once again, some of the key guys right here are making turnovers. When I say key guys, some of the starters right here, as you're going to see Randall make a very crucial mistake, and it's going to swing the game where the Knicks are only going to be up by 7. So we're just going to break down how this lead right here in this game started to just dwindle away. Okay, so after a while, we got a few open jump shots. We didn't make them. Now we're only up by 5, and we're under almost about under 4 minutes. And right here, once again, you'll see a couple issues with the jump shooting. And it's wide open shots too, once again, which is one of the reasons why, you know, in this game, we kind of just led them to have a little comeback here. We just missed a lot of open jumpers. You see it right here. It's just another open jumper. Quickly is open. RJ missed a couple open jumpers before. Okay, so at that last point, we spent the last 3 minutes not making any buckets, and then we finally started making some buckets, which is crazy. The last 3 minutes of those last few highlights, we didn't score not 1 point. So we were very fortunate, but our defense kept us in the matchup, and right here we scored 2 more buckets to go up by 7. But once again, when you factor in the non-jump shooting along with some turnovers, you're going to have a lot of issues. As throughout this whole game, the Knicks had issues in the fourth quarter with the inbound. Of course, we're going to give up a bucket here. And quickly, you know, it shifts some momentum. Only up by 5. So right here, we go back up by 7. But of course, sometimes on the defensive side, we make a little blunders like this and give up 4-point plays, which was very, very crucial right here. That kind of led to the Pacers coming back a bit. Okay, so after the made free throw, we're only up by 3. And then just pay attention right here, just real quick. It's very unfortunate. Once again, our key guys, key starters, sometimes they're making crucial mistakes, key moments. But we're lucky right here as he was already out of bounds. Okay, so continuing going on some of the sequences in this game. Once again, this is the major point at the trade deadline that we're going to have to address right here in his jump shooting. As you're going to see it finally kind of close out this game with Grimes. Once again, who are we actually relying on with jump shooting? You know, that's going to be a very big question to ask going into this trade deadline. It's like, who are we actually relying to keep maintaining some of these leads? Because this has been an ongoing issue and it's really going to have to be addressed. Even though in this game we did a good job at the very end closing out, we went up by 10 multiple times while just, you know, in the Pacers kind of cutting down this lead back into only 2 to 3 points a few times under the last 5 minutes in the fourth quarter. And we also had a 3-minute stretch where we didn't score at all. So we do have a lot of issues with jump shooting, and it showed a lot, especially at the end of this game. So once again, I know a lot of you fellas are obsessing that the Knicks need another superstar. Hopefully we get something at the trade deadline. But I really believe at the deadline, it's more important to focus on getting some pure jump shooters to help us out maintain these leads, as you guys can see from the evidence. So it is what it is. So until next time, you fellas stay safe out there. Peace.